Welcome everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today's video is a little bit different because it's not me driving, it's more of a discussion and an update, in particular on iRacing. Now for anyone who's kind of been staying off social media and not been checking the news of the sim racing world, iRacing have been making some announcement leading up to the season 4 build, which is due to start in just under 2 weeks. We're currently in the final week of the season. We then have the dreaded week 13, the interval week, and then season 4 is going to start as 2020. Now, with leading up to this, iRacing have been making some announcements. The first of those is the Dallara LMP2 car, the P217. That is coming to iRacing. It was announced some time ago with some 3D models of the car on their Instagram page, and then we finally got a trailer and an actual look of a lap around Imola. So that, for me, looks really promising. I was never, even though I've got the HPD, I was never a real big fan of it, and those sort of LMP2 cars haven't been used for quite some time. It's been one of my big criticisms of iRacing is that they're never really up to date with the car models. We're still running on some very old track models and some very old car models, and we need more up to date cars. Now, of course, people are going to be shouting at their screens, commenting below, saying hey, it's licensing issues and things like that, and it's a lot more intricate than someone like me sitting at home can comprehend. And I get that, I do totally get that, but it's been a long time for us road users in particular that we've had some decent road content and some up-to-date road content as well. But let's look at the positives. We're getting a new LMP2 car, which is going to be in the ILMS series, and it's also going to be added to the IMSA series as well. It's going to replace the DPI car, which no one seems to drive anymore. So it was due an update. There's 2 iterations of that car. The one that competes in World Endurance Championship, which will be in ILMS, and we've then got the Cadillac version, which I don't think iRacing are actually going to, they're not going to change the spec of the car. It's just going to be one car that can be competed in both series, which is good. Hopefully IMSA gets back to some proper multi-class racing, because it's too often that you get into races where there's no GT3 cars, it's just GTEs, and it's not, it needs a bit of a, it still gets a good participation, but it needs a little bit more to be that proper multi-class race, and hopefully this car does that. Now, the main reason I'm making this video today is because I wasn't going to make a video in regards to these announcements, because I thought, while they're good, it's not really enough to make a whole video on and let you guys know about, because I'm sure most of you know this already. But just over the past few hours, since I've been recording this, now we have had a new car announced. Now, this hasn't been actually done through iRacing's official channels. This has been done via Chevy's official Instagram page and Twitter, I believe. And they have announced that their new Corvette GTE, the CR8, which is currently racing in the real-life IMSA series, is coming to iRacing in September. And last time I checked the calendar, it's September, which makes me think that we are going to get more news on this car. We're going to get a nice trailer of it. We do get a sneak peek in the Instagram clip that I will link in the description below, so you guys can go see. And it is coming to iRacing, which I assume is going to be in the season 4 build. We're finally getting a new GTE car, guys. Oh, it's been so long overdue. I believe the BMW was the last GTE car that was added, and that was around about nearly 2 years ago, I think now. It's been definitely over a year and a half. It's been a long time coming. There are rumours that the Aston Martin GTE car is in the works as well. No official confirmation there from iRacing. It's a bit hush-hush at the moment, but Nicky Team, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm sure a lot of you guys do, he's a real-life World Endurance Championship driver, winner of Le Mans, currently drives for Aston Martin, and he went on a bit of a rant not too long ago, pre-COVID, kind of towards the start of the year at iRacing, and he did confirm that Aston Martin are currently working with iRacing to get in their car in the game. So that's hopefully Maybe we won't get this build, but the start of next year we'll get that, and hopefully the GTE class can increase once again, and we get a bit more variety. We'll ignore the balance of power issues at the moment that are currently plaguing iRacing. Seems to be whenever I look at an ILMS race or an IMSA race, it's just full of BMWs or full of just one car. There needs to be a bit more of a variety there in regards to performance around different tracks. But that's a video for another day. We're talking about the content now. And I do like to look at the positives. I've had plenty of criticisms for iRacing. On another positive note, before I get on to kind of the criticisms, we are going to be getting Hockenheim. We don't know when we're going to get that. They have confirmed that Hockenheimring is coming to iRacing. They've purchased third-party laser scanned licensing. So we will be getting that very soon. Don't know if it'll be coming this build. They may shock us with it. Hopefully they do. And that's more road content for us users because, as I stated before, I think personally, some people will probably disagree with me because there's staunch supporters of iRacing out there who believe they are not subject to criticism. It's like they're an angel and they can't be at fault for anything. But I think constructive criticism is always a good thing. And I think iRacing have, for a long time, we've been playing and racing old models, old track models, old car models. And it's about time we had an update on some of those. I know the official Watkins Glen page, Twitter page, is forever messaging and commenting on iRacing's videos to get them to rescan Watkins Glen. There's a number of other tracks that need rescanning as well and updating. Of course, that's difficult with everything that's happened in the world and the lockdown and the strict air travel. So I've kind of held my criticisms back because of that, and I've not got too much expectation. I still enjoy the content that is there, racing leagues and things like that. So I haven't made I've held off making a video criticising iRacing for quite some time because of that, and I'm glad that I have held off because they're starting to add some more content into the road side, which I think has been neglected for quite some time. But yeah, things are on the up, things are positive. Of course, I haven't mentioned as well, we have got the new tyre compounds for the McLaren MP14, I think it is. That is the car, whatever the McLaren F1 car is. Now, that is bringing in the different tyre compounds that we actually have in F1, the hard, medium, and soft. Now, I get why they're doing this. I'm not too overly wowed by this. I'm interested, but for me, it's a car that I won't be purchasing. I've read online as well from a lot of the guys in the forums that setting up this car just takes weeks and weeks. It's not a very well supported series, and personally, iRacing have just seen it as a testing ground. It's a way to make probably a little bit more money because it's a car that hadn't been purchased for quite some time. So the figures, or the selling figures, or sales figures, shall I say, on it are probably quite low, and it's something that they're thinking we can get a quick buck there and bump that up. And they can use it as a testing ground as well to see how these different compound tyres feel and react and get some feedback there before they filter it down into the other series. So once again, I'm not going to be too criticised, though. I can be a bit cynical. And the day, iRacing is a business. It's a very successful business. They make a hell of a lot of money, and I do think that they should. Sometimes I think there's not enough urgency there to get new content in. That's just my personal opinion, looking from the outside. Of course, I don't work for them. I don't know what plans they've got. I think sometimes, though, they could be a little bit more transparent with what they're working on, considering it is a subscription-based service and people pay a hell of a lot of money for it. So, yeah, but positives, though, guys. Positives. Looks like we're moving in the right direction. I am excited for Season 4. The only thing now is for them to add some more GT3 cars. I think that's what we need. We need more GT3 cars. And then I think iRacing would have impressed me a lot. Of course, I know that comes down to licensing issues because Assetto Corsa have got a lot of the rights there. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you happy with this new content that they're adding? Are you a little underwhelmed? Personally, I'm quite pleased. I wouldn't say I'm massively overwhelmed by it, but I'm happy. I really didn't expect to get another GTE car added to iRacing at this build. I didn't expect a GTE car or a GT car full stop. I thought the LMP2 car was all we was going to get. We've had some new series that have been added as well, which I haven't touched upon. So it sounds like the road side of iRacing is moving in the right direction. Hopefully it continues and this isn't the end of it. Hopefully this isn't them just keeping us road users quiet for another year. Because as I said, the GTE car that we had previously before this one, it's going to be around about 2 years now, or nearly 2 years since we've had kind of a new GT car. So, been long overdue, fully looking forward to it and getting out on track. Hope you guys are too. If you want to talk about this in more detail, feel free to join my Discord in the link in the description below. I can go on for days about this. Love to talk all things sim racing, all things tech. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you for the next one.